You know, we really saw God's work in action. Hey friends, welcome back to the Renewed Homestead. Ben and Denise here, and we are not only speaking on behalf of the Renewed Homestead, but we're also talking on behalf of the GEM Foundation.
Our charity.
Our charity. What a weekend. You know, I know we're a little bit behind on our videos and what's been going on, but in the midst of the destruction and the turmoil and all the problems going on, you really see the good in people coming out, and especially Christians, you know, doing God's work and helping each other, and those blessings have come back to us, and we're here. We a huge round of thanks. Just, I'm not even sure where to start with this, obviously, because just so much has happened. This past weekend, a group of folks came up. Most of them we just met on Saturday, or we had only talked to once before. They came up to help us with our barn. That storm took out part of the barn that is for the animal therapy for the GEM Foundation. These 24-foot poles, we had 3 or 4 of them laying on the ground, and it didn't look good. We've got wood that's been buried in dirt. These folks heard our call, and they came out to help us. They brought a track hoe, worked on the road all day.
Our road is a private road, and it was completely washed out.
Yeah, it became the creek for a while, and we talked about that. The culvert backed up. It spilled over and it just washed out. I mean, we couldn't drive it. Even in my 4-wheel drive pickup truck, we couldn't drive it. So they worked on...
Not even a quad could get up there. I mean, it was that bad.
Yeah, it was gone. So they worked on... Austin, thank you, Austin. Austin worked on it all day. Even our neighbor Larry's like, that young man knows exactly what he's doing. He's amazing. But everybody else got in here, got their hands in the dirt and the splinters in their fingers, and climbed up in these rafters and helped us get this barn put together. It's not done. We've got a long way to go, but these beams are up off the ground. I mean, it's overwhelming, the kindness and God's love that these people shared with us, you know, to come an hour and a half away. It was an hour and a half drive both ways for these folks, on their own time, on their own dime, to help us try to get this thing put up. The beams are secured now. We've got our 2x6s around. You can see a few of them here. These poles are not going anywhere. We ran into some difficulties. Plans are not what they should be. One of the folks that came up, he was an Air Force engineer. He was able to look at the plans, and I think I almost saw him shed a tear when he saw how bad they were. They are that bad. The company we got this from admits their plans are that bad. But we made some heads and tails of it, and we got a lot done. We also have an offer out there to bring in some plywood for us to do the second story, the loft that needs to be put in place so that we can get the upper rafters done. But
the rafters are too long, so we're working with the company on that, but we have a plan B.
The roof trusses are what are too long.
Oh, sorry.
They're about 3 inches too long.
Not
So
the
if we
rafters,
actually put them in, our posts would be leaning out. That is not a good idea. So we've talked to them. They're trying to see what they can do for us, a bush fix, or almost seems to me it'd be easier to just replace them, but we'll see what they come up with. But they are working with us on that. And then those same folks said, hey, as soon as you get those trusses straightened out, we'll come back out and help you again. And thank you's not enough. We say all the time we're praying for others, and we appreciate the prayers, and like I said, it all comes around to helping each other. And I mean, even yesterday, our neighbor Larry came up and was putting in some water breaks in where the road has been repaired, so that if we do get another heavy storm, that water will divert itself right back to the creek. And you know, he came up with the tractor, I grabbed my shovel and rake, and we worked together and made short work of it. But you know, it's community. It's just community, and that's when you see tragedies like we had this hurricane. It was the community that came together. Don't look for the government to save you, but that's not what this video is about. It's about the blessings that have been bestowed upon us.
Well, and this is church, y'all, right? Like, this is church.
Yep.
It's going out and helping each other in times of need. Whether it's simple or large, it's coming together and being Christ's hands and feet and loving on each other. I mean, 2 greatest commandments: love God with all your heart, your might, your soul, your strength, and love your neighbor as yourself. And we have been the recipients of that this last weekend, and we're just very grateful.
Yeah. And our friends Billy and Michelle and Jim and Terry, you know, they all came out and joined in, and you know, and it wasn't just work. You know, normally I say the guys will help cook and all that, but the ladies, I think they worked harder than the men did. There was I think so. There was so much food. I mean, we had cookies, and you know, we had somebody that had a gluten allergy, so you know, Denise made sure that they had some pumpkin bread and desserts, and Michelle did too. But I mean, we had lasagna and Billy's beans, which I'm telling you, the man would be a millionaire if he sold the recipe. But anyway, meatloaf. I mean, we had food all over the place, and there was enough for folks to take some home too, which was great. And that, you know, you need that energy to keep going. So thanks to everybody who cooked as well. But I just don't know what else to say. We've got some footage that Michelle was able to take while we were working, and Terry got some too, right? Mm-hmm. I think. And so we'll get some of that in there so you can see what's going on. But
once we get the trust situation figured out, then a lot of the people said they would be back to help us with the next step. So we might have a barn soon, y'all.
At least before winter, hopefully we can get the roof on this thing so it can be dried in, so the rest of the materials can be brought in out of the weather. You know, and we've had tarps on them, but when a hurricane blows through,
it was all gone.
Yeah, that was gone, and it's a wonder these poles weren't. And it is funny. Just a quick story. Jim came up the day before to just kind of, so I could unload my plans, what I thought we should be doing, and he was looking at these poles because they're in concrete with a metal bracket, and these things, not only did they fall down, but then the water swept them, so they were crooked. And he's like, well, what's the plan for that? Because we do have the track hoe coming up. It's not a big one, but I said, well, here's how I see it happening. I said, 2 or 3 of us are going to, Belle, you got your squeaky toy. You're a good girl. I said, 2 or 3 of us pick it up, we bring it straight, and then we just walk it right up. And he's like, from your lips to God's ears. And you know what? That's exactly how they went up. That metal bent back enough that the wood pivoted right back into it, standing upright. We got the 2x6s across, and
We can beat it out, but it's going to catch it. I take it out now. Keep going. Yeah, the blue thing's back behind you on the... Might have to go down.
thank you, Lord. We didn't lose any of them. We didn't have to redig the concrete or bust it up or anything, and we were able to just keep working. So it's amazing.
And we're trying to get back in the swing of things of videos, but with everything going on, sometimes you just have to get something done. Or if we're out, we don't want to necessarily record other people because there's a lot of people that don't feel comfortable being on camera. So we're trying to kind of get in the spin. So if you could bear with us, it might be, we might have several one week, we might not have a lot, just as we kind of get back in the groove of everything. That we are working on the second paddock of our silver pasture on top of all this, and we'll take you along with that once we're able to get the animals in, because we're trying to get them in before everything goes dormant, because there's a lot of forage in there now that the trees have been cut back.
A lot of food for them in there, but yeah, and it's still a lot of things in our heads. But as I've talked about in videos, you get up one morning and, hey, I'm going to work on this. Well, priority shift. Well, a hurricane coming through really kind of threw all the priorities out of whack. So we'll get there, but
we appreciate y'all and your prayers. They are very, very much appreciated. And I mean, through this whole thing, we have absolutely seen Christ's love being gifted to everybody. I mean, this is from strangers and friends alike, and it's just been amazing to see.
Yeah, and I was talking to my daughter Hope this morning, and she said because they couldn't get a hold of us, for several days, she was actually watching the Facebook community page out here, and she's like, it's incredible. She's like, the outpouring of help to one another, the people still saying, hey, I've got a free day tomorrow and I've got a chainsaw or some kind of piece of equipment, who needs help, and people just going out and helping each other. And she's like, what an amazing community. You guys are all helping each other. And I'm like, yeah, we didn't know when we landed here how wonderful our community was, but we do know now, and it is amazing. So, yeah, we'll keep you posted. We'll show you some of the video of this, which was amazing in itself, and we'll keep going, right?
And we are going to actually go vote.
Yep.
While we can. We're going to go vote early. I encourage you all to go out and vote. Make sure you're voting. It's really critical. Local elections, critical.
Always.
So always. But we're going to go out and vote, and then we're going to be working on some more fencing, and we're going to go pick up some more supplies.
Yep.
We're planning on going out and praying with people. So if anybody's nearby in Western North Carolina, definitely leave a comment if you want to go out and go with us and just kind of love on people and pray on them, because after trauma hits, usually the first couple weeks are shock, and as that shock starts to wear off, people really need some of that connection. And so hopefully
that's when they really need the hand holding, and unfortunately that's when a lot of the immediate help starts to thin out. So we want to make sure we're still there for those folks. Right?
All right. Yep.
All right. Well, let's get on this. But as Pastor Roger Gordon would say, may the Lord bless you and keep you, and may the Lord make his face shine upon you. We do appreciate all you folks. Take care, everybody. God bless. We'll see y'all in the next video.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Make it so.